Hi guys, I'm gonna teach the JavaScript from the basic to advanced. In this course, I'm going to cover everything, um, which will, I mean, how this whole JavaScript has been worked internally, and what are the things that has been happening in the backend of the functions and everything. Dot map, dot reduce, and this timeout functions and the how the V8 engines works, and the all of the basics to advanced concept has been. I'm going to cover everything. So right now I'm going to teach you the fundamentals of the JavaScript and how it has been worked internally on the basic scale. Okay. For that, first we need to learn about the global execution context. For that, what does the global execution context means? That is where the all of the code of the lines has been executed. That is where we are executing everything. Okay. In this GEC, there is two sections called memory and the code execution context. Okay, so in this memory we will store the things that has been declared in the code. Okay, so we can declare the variables, functions, and everything we can declare right here, right. So this is where um, that things memory will be stored. Okay, in this memory heap section. Okay, and in this code execution context we are doing some actions. So let's say, and this exactly similar to this kind of scenario. Let's say you are gonna going to have some tests on tomorrow. Okay, for that you need to learn some formulas, right? Okay, formulas. What are the formulas should be? A square plus b square, right, and all, right. So these formulas has to be remembered, right? So that is what the memory section has been doing. So in that test, you are gonna attend that test. You are going to apply that formula. Okay, a square plus b square plus 2ab and all, right. So if you are gonna apply that formula and getting the answer, right. So that is what the code execution context will do. So that is means this code execution context will execute the code and give the result to the memory section. Okay, you can take this scenario and apply that here, means you can easily understand what has been happening here, right. So for example, let's take this example of this code. Okay, it's just a simple code, so that you can know how that memory and code execution context will work. Okay, so first I'm gonna declare one variable a is equal to 5 and the console.log statement hi. Okay, and some function has been declared there. Okay, so these things will be allocated, how these things will be allocated in the memory and code context sections. Okay, so we will see that. At first the JavaScript engine will scan this whole code. Okay, so when that will allocate the memory at first before the execution phase. It going to allocate the memory for all of the things that you have declared in this code. Okay, in this code itself we will declare everything. So for the a is equal to 5, right. At first this a value will be undefined. Okay, so this is what the placeholder of this a before the execution phase, that is not being declared to 5 at this time before the execution. Okay, before execution. So before the execution this a is undefined, and this console.log will not to be in the memory, right. So for your understanding, this guy doesn't want to know that how what is 1 2 3 and all, and what is 2 plus 2 and all. So that is the basic of the any guy who is doing this kind of formulas, right. So that's how the JavaScript engine knows itself, which is in the built-in code. Okay, this console.log is a built-in code, so we don't have to store it in the memory because we don't have to declare it right here. Okay, that is in the JavaScript itself. If any file named .js means, that will know what is console.log and what is that function will do. So that is also a function that I will later on do some video of that how this console.log and what is the behind the screen of this console.log and all. Okay, at first, yeah, right now if we see here, right. we don't have to declare it in the memory, because we don't have to declare the console.log. So that will be that will be taken under the code execution context. Okay, so after this console.log, our JavaScript engine see this function, we have declared that function, so we need to store it in the memory, right? So that function will be stored entirely in our memory context. Okay, so this is how the execution, before execution phase has been working. And after the JavaScript engine going to execute everything line by line, I'm going to teach you how this works. Okay, and one more thing I need to tell, that JavaScript only run the things line by line only. It won't it can't able to do the asynchronous jobs and all. I mean, we can do that. I will cover that later. Right now, you just have to know that we can run everything line by line only. Okay, that is what I'm gonna first set you in the mind. Uh, right now, when we going to execute the things line by line, you need to know the one term like call stack, which is the important thing in this one. Call stack, what is it's gonna do means, it's a stack. It's going to execute the things line by line. Okay, if you are a person, let's say you are a person, there is some task has been assigned to you, it's 4 to 5 task has been assigned to you. What will you do? You are going to complete that one by one, right? So that is what the call stack also doing. So in this call stack, the downmost layer is the GEC, global execution context, that we have seen right now later. Okay, so in this GEC, all of things has been here. The globally available variables and all has been available here. So in this one, if we see that code, I will write that code here again, where a is equal to 5 console.log I, and the function is it's say console.log I here also. Okay, so this is the call stack. In this call stack, during the execution phase, I will tell you how this memory and code section will work, execution context will work. Okay, in this var a is equal to 5, here a is undefined, right? At this point of time, if the compiler see that a is equal to 5 means, that will be assigned to the a, and it will given to the memory section. Okay, so this thing will be converted into 5 after this line of execution. So this has been done. Okay, the compiler will see the console.log also, and it know what is the console.log means, and its parameter has been sent as high. That will send that high to the console.function inbuilt function, and that will give the result. And in the console we will see high. Okay, and if that see the function means, that is the thing that the compiler has to do. So these are the global execution context. These comes under the global execution context. All of them has been comes under the global execution context only. Particularly, this function has to be pushed inside this call stack. Okay, that is how the JavaScript works. This function has to be pushed inside this call stack function a. Okay, after this function has been ended, I mean, any more no further line has been there in the function means, this function will be popped out of this stack. Okay, whenever if some more function has been there means, that function also going to be pushed inside this call stack one by one only. Okay, I'm gonna teach you in the next section. I'm gonna teach how this call stack has been working in multiple stacking. Okay, right now, if the function has been seen by the compiler means, that will be pushed into this call stack, and in this call stack, when the function has been ended, this function has to be popped out of the stack. Okay, after the execution of the function, console.log high, another high will be printed, and this function will be popped out of this call stack. And the overall code has been ended, right? So after this function, nothing more than other than this, right? So the global execution context itself can be erased, can be popped out. Okay, so I will erase this one. So this is how our JavaScript has been working internally. This is the basic and fundamental thing of the JavaScript. We're gonna see how the um, JS engine works, and everything has been working, and what is closures, functions, and the chain of scopes, lexical um, scope environment, and all. We will cover that later. So this is the first session. Okay, I will cover the videos later.